Hello and welcome to the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network. I'm Jeff Brightwell alongside Brooks Monaghan, and the soccer season is complete. And Coach, an interesting season. Well, you saw a lot of everything this year. You had just 4 seniors, not a ton of experience coming back on this team. You had 3 players playing in the Under-20 World Cup, so they were out at the beginning of the season. Some ups, some downs, some good wins, some close losses. And it's just kind of a different season this year because you were used to having some highly experienced veteran-type ball clubs.
Yeah, you know, it was a very, very interesting season. You know, I think the most important thing is what we take from this year moving forward. And, you know, like you mentioned, you know, missing players at the beginning, not having them here for preseason due to their, you know, country commitments, to a lot of injuries, to a lot of youth. I mean, I've learned a lot as a coach, and, you know, look forward to moving forward with this group in the future. It's an extremely talented group. It's, you know, just their maturity alone and, you know, just coming together with a common goal. Obviously, moving to the Big East is going to be a new challenge for us, and, you know, there's a lot of potential for this team moving forward, but it's going to take a lot of work.
Is that one of the seasons you'll look back on maybe in a year or two as very beneficial? I know this year it's frustrating, no postseason play and everything, because you had so many young players and they had to learn what the next level is like in Division I soccer. But is it a season you think you'll look back on as very valuable?
I hope so. I hope so. Like I said, I mean, you got to take positives from everything. And, you know, when I look at this past season, you know, I look at it as it's a tough one because, you know, again, we've won Conference USA for the last 5 years, and you know, we've been in postseason play, and this year we weren't. You know, and it's you know, I don't want to sit there and hang my head, but it's as a collective group, what are we going to do with this year, and what positives are we going to take into the future to make this program better? And as long as everybody's on the same page moving forward, there's no doubt that we'll get back there. But it's not as easy as just wake up tomorrow and boom, we're there. You know, again, I'm a firm believer that hard work pays off. You know, you have to evaluate everything, and you know, it's important that we are all on the same page and get the group again on the same page moving forward. And if everybody does that, then things will take care of themselves.
You're not losing a lot as far as numbers, just 4 seniors. Now, they're a very valuable 4 seniors, but you've got a bulk of players coming back. Yeah,
you know, I mean, this year we were, you know, I don't even like to use the word young, but we were. You know, I think we had 30 players, and 25 of those were freshmen and sophomores. So as long as they take the next step in the maturity process, we'll be in good shape. But they have to take that step. We all have to take a step. Again, it just doesn't take care of itself. You know, everybody has to grow, learn from this season, the positives and negatives, and you know, move from there. But it's going to take some time, and I keep saying this, but to move forward, we have to make sure that everybody is on the same page and, you know, has the same goals in mind.
As you go forward with this group of freshmen and sophomores, which will now be sophomores and juniors, do you sit down and talk to them about going forward? It's going to be your program. Gone, as you mentioned, the 5 championships, and you still had some veterans left over from that kind of an era. You're going to get into a new era, and now it's going to be your program. It's going to be what you make out of it.
What's very important is, and one of the reasons we've had so much success in the past is the team has bought into this program, and basically the team has run itself. And this year, with so much youth and stuff, you know, there was, you know, we need the leadership. I don't want to take anything away from the seniors that we had, because obviously they brought some leadership, but you need a bigger group.
Some strength in numbers.
Some strength in numbers, and just I keep repeating myself through this talk, but it's just getting everybody on the same page. But we need to get to the point where I coach the team, but the team runs itself.
Right. Talk about this offseason now. You get ready to move into the Big East. We'll talk about the Big East in just a minute. How much time do you get to be with them? Have you given them a little bit of time off to kind of decompress from a season and then get ready for spring training and all that?
Yeah, we're in the middle of individual, meetings as we speak, and we're talking about a lot of things you and I are talking about. Talking about what each individual needs to do to make this team better, and that's from a leadership standpoint to their soccer abilities. So we're wrapping up those this week. We want to be able to get back out there and get on the field and start working for next year. But with this group, it's important that we take our time and make sure that each individual is on the same page, because again, this past season, where this program is as a collective group, we can't be satisfied with this. We can't make excuses of missing, 3 of our top players, or the injuries, or the youth. No excuses. This is our group moving forward. What are we going to do? What things do we need to do moving forward? And it starts with each individual. So we'll have our individual meetings, then we'll have another team meeting, make sure we're all on the same page, and then get back after it.
All right, let's talk about the Big East. We've mentioned it a couple times, brand new conference for you to compete in next fall. I haven't researched a lot of it, but I know it's a pretty solid conference. You're going to be familiar with a couple of the programs because you've been around long enough to remember Conference USA before Louisville and Cincinnati and South Florida and some of the other schools left. So you're kind of a little familiar with that program, but it's going to be new to a lot of these players, but it's going to be a big-time conference for you.
Yeah, it's another challenge. And all these things that I'm talking about, we've got to make sure we take care of to be able to compete in the Big East like we've been able to compete in Conference USA over the last several years. But I'm looking forward to it. It's the opportunity to play some new teams. It's a new challenge. But Big East soccer, it's a step up, and I don't want to take anything away from Conference USA, because each year the conference has gotten stronger and stronger. But the competition, there will be no easy games, and obviously to add the travel and all of that stuff, everybody has that issue. But again, looking forward to it, looking forward to competing with some of those teams that we competed with in the past, because a lot of those teams when we competed with last, our program wasn't at the level it is now. So looking forward to the move, and it'll definitely be a challenge.
Challenge with the competition also creates some excitement for you too, and some of the players you do have that may have been around for a couple of years, because you get to see some new stadiums, you get to stay in some different hotels. Everything's going to be kind of refreshing. It's kind of a change for you.
Yeah, and I like Conference USA. I've made some unbelievable friendships that'll stick with me for the rest of my life. But it is something new, and there's always some excitement when there's something new out there. And like I said, looking forward to it. Looking forward to getting back to work with this group and preparing for, to be able to. We want to go into the Big East and make a splash. We don't want to fit in, and obviously we've got some work to do to get to there based on the season that we've had. But I've got all the confidence in the world that this group will once next fall gets here, that we'll be prepared.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Coach, and I'm sure we'll catch up with you in the spring.
Sounds good.
That is Head Coach Brooks Monaghan. I'm Jeff Brightwell. This is the Wolfchase Toyota Insider on the Memphis Tiger Network.